Conditions of entitlement. This fact sheet provides details of the conditions of entitlement for PIP. Introduction. The regulations for PIP can be viewed in full on the UK legislation website. This fact sheet contains a summary of the conditions of entitlement and rules of payability. Claiming PIP. PIP replaced Disability Living Allowance, DLA, for people aged 16 to 64 from the 8th of April 2013. This will initially be for new claims only. People cannot get DLA and PIP at the same time. Existing DLA claimants can claim PIP from October 2013, and their DLA entitlement will end when a decision is made on their PIP claim. People waiting for a decision on a DLA claim to be made cannot claim PIP. For information on how PIP is being introduced for new claimants, see Fact Sheet 5. For information on how PIP will be introduced for existing DLA claimants, see Fact Sheet 6. Required period condition. In order to be entitled to PIP, claimants have to satisfy a qualifying period of 3 months and a prospective test of 9 months. These two conditions are referred to as the required period condition and help establish that the health condition or disability is likely to be long-term. The qualifying period establishes that the claimant has had the needs for a certain period of time before entitlement can start, and the prospective test shows they are likely to have continuing needs for a specified period after the award starts. The 3-month qualifying period and the 9-month prospective test align the PIP definition of a long-term health condition or disability with that generally used by the Equality Act 2010 and its recently published guidance. Claims can be submitted during the qualifying period, but entitlement to PIP cannot start until the qualifying period has been satisfied. Residence and presence. Claimants will need to be present in Great Britain, habitually resident in the United Kingdom, the UK, Ireland, the Channel Islands, or the Isle of Man, and not subject to immigration control. They must have been present for at least 104 weeks out of the last 156 weeks in Great Britain. DWP treats serving members of Her Majesty's Forces and their families as habitually resident in Great Britain when serving and stationed abroad. A temporary absence abroad for up to 13 weeks may be allowed, or up to 26 weeks, if the absence is specifically for medical treatment. The claimant should notify DWP if they are planning to go abroad for 4 weeks or more. The PIP residence and presence conditions will be the same as those being introduced for Disability Living Allowance, DLA. Similar provisions are being introduced for Attendance Allowance, AA, and Carers Allowance, CA. Age, children. Children under the age of 16 are not eligible to claim PIP. Age 65 or over. PIP cannot be claimed from age 65 except in certain circumstances, where there has been a recent award of benefit. Entitlement can continue after the age of 65 if a claimant is already in receipt of PIP when they turn 65, providing they continue to satisfy the conditions of entitlement. Assessment criteria. PIP is made up of two components, one to help with daily living needs and one for mobility. To determine entitlement to the two components and the level of benefit award, individuals are assessed on their ability to complete a number of key everyday activities. For detailed information about the assessment criteria, see Fact Sheet 2. Hospital and/or similar institution. Both components of PIP cease to be payable 28 days after the claimant has been admitted to an NHS hospital. Privately funded patients are unaffected by these rules and can continue to be paid either component of PIP. If a claimant is in hospital or a similar institution at the date entitlement to PIP starts, PIP is not payable until they are discharged. Care home. PIP daily living component ceases to be payable after 28 days of care home residency, where the costs of the accommodation are met from public or local funds. PIP mobility component can continue to be paid. People who fully self-fund their placement are unaffected by these rules. If a claimant is in a care home at the date of entitlement, PIP daily living component is not payable until they leave.